class in 2026.
He is, man. He's had a phenomenal season. All-American a couple years ago. That was at 197 pounds. He's done put on some weight. He's done put on some muscle. He still can move like a cat at 285 and the #1 ranked guy in the nation.
Yonger Bastida appreciating the moment. Taking hold of those red ankle bracelets. An opportunity for this young man to win a Big 12 championship once again. Won it in the heavyweight classification in 2024. Konner Doucet, the redshirt senior, filling the massive shoes of Wyatt Hendrickson, who won the national title at 285 a year ago in a colossal upset of Gable Stevenson. Now it is Doucet's job again at heavyweight for the Pokes. An upset today wouldn't be quite as big as that one that Hendrickson had a year ago, but it would be big.
It would be huge, right? Doucet has had a heck of a year himself. Bastida leads this series 2-0. Just with his last win in the Iowa State Stillwater duel. Let's see what happens here in the Big 12 at heavyweight.
Bastida, the premier heavyweight in America in 2026, a superstar. At one time was a 197-pound wrestler, moved to heavyweight years ago before the 2023-2024 season, and has been sensational in this weight class ever since. Missed a year ago, though, due to a medical red shirt and a lingering knee injury. Back healthy now.
Yes, nice snap there by Bastida. Just moves like a cat. Look at that. Good lateral movement, good feints.
He still moves like he's 197
Still moves
pounds.
like he's 197, right?
Moves like he's 157. It's crazy.
This is where he's good. Hits you with a duck, throw by, high crotch. Once again, another one with an arsenal of attacks. Look at that.
Lifting Doucet. They'll come back center. David Taylor said he felt like Doucet has really taken a big jump over the course of the last month. For a while this season was maybe wrestling down to guys. Here Bastida with a shot in on that right leg. Good defense from Doucet. The sprawl and some heavy hips from the redshirt senior, and able to fend it off.
That was a good job by Doucet. Usually Bastida will finish that. He's going to probably get right back to it, so that won't be the last time we see that shot.
Taylor said he felt like for a little while this season Doucet was wrestling down to his competition, but he said he feels like really in the last month he has elevated his performance.
Yeah, and I think he mentioned it was the weekend of the UNI and Iowa State duel, if I'm not mistaken, during their interview. After that, start jumping levels.
Scoreless through 100 seconds, and that by itself is an accomplishment for Doucet, the way that Bastida has been dominating everybody this weekend here in Tulsa.
Yeah, Doucet's doing a good job also even holding center. Right, they were close to going out of bounds here, did a good job of changing positions with him, did a good job of fending that shot off there. But now he's got to also start looking for his attacks and maybe trying to get Bastida under him if possible.
Bastida with a couple of tech falls in his first 2 matches, then a fall against David Zuba, just a minute 57 in to his semifinal at heavyweight.
35 left here.
Doucet and Christian Carroll were the two coming into the weekend that I think everybody felt like, all right, if it's one of the two of them opposite Bastida, they'll have a chance. And Konner Doucet availing himself well here in this first period. 15 seconds to go in the frame. A little high five from the two of them as Doucet had gotten tangled up for a second in Bastida's headgear.
Yeah.
And they will wrestle a scoreless first period.
Yeah, here's that defense right here. Nice high crotch by Bastida. Look at that. Bumps the head in the middle. Sprawl, baseline defense, man. Just get back. Don't have to do anything crazy there. That's what we always tell our guys.
Because of Bastida's performance in the NCAA championships a couple of years ago, there have been question marks, Ardell, over the course of this season about Bastida's ability to get the job done in the postseason. Now we're talking about a kid who was an All-American at 197 pounds. He has done it in the postseason, but there are still these conversations. Kevin Dresser said, I don't think you can not hear it, but it is part of the deal. You have to have thick skin and brush that kind of stuff off, and he feels like Bastida has matured over the course of the last couple of years since that experience at NCAA's.
Yep, and that's a good learning experience for Bastida as well, right? Won Big 12s that year in 2024, was on a roll, got beat, then lost the next round right after. And you see Bastida starting to pick up his pace here with his fakes and his hooks. See? Keeping Doucet guessing.
Getting good.
Yep. Now he's going to start looking for a stall call in this position right here.
The officials talking through whether or not there needed to be a stall call. Eric McGill saying close when asked whether he thought that it was or not. A minute gone by here in the second period. A 1-0 lead for Doucet. A double fended off again by Doucet.
Improve.
I think one's going to be coming Doucet's way here in just a little bit.
Still they neutral.
If Bastida continues that pressure, right? Yep. You even kind of hear the official. They're talking back and forth through the microphone there. So we'll see here.
There has not yet been a stall call. The first would be a warning. But
there
it has
is.
certainly been, and there it is, the warning. As Bastida took another shot. Now he's in with the ankle.
Now
through the crotch comes Doucet to defend.
Doucet needs to try to get him in a scramble, right? Bastida's really solid in this position, though.
Bastida working through the crotch, trying to get behind, trying to get his ankle free.
Big sequence with short time here in this second period here too, Mike.
12 seconds in the period. Nothing yet for Bastida.
No control.
Not yet. Still a hold of that foot.
I lost it.
There it is. Yes, indeed, the takedown for Bastida with just 3 seconds left in the period. And he'll have the lead as we head to the third.
Persistence. Persistence is what you call that.
Get set. Green. Green, you've been warned for stalling.
He started picking his pace up in that second period. Very persistent there.
For Doucet, you wonder what the strategy is here. Does he cut Bastida loose quickly?
He's pretty good. He's really good on top. Obviously, Bastida's gotten a lot better in his time in folk style wrestling. He's so used to freestyle wrestling, but he's gotten a lot better in this bottom position. And obviously, he's so daggone strong, he's just going to tripod up as well. So I know Doucet's going to be committed to this ride, but it's a matter of can he ride him?
A 3-1 lead for the #1 heavyweight in the country.
His goal. Doucet's probably thinking, man, I need to get a wrist. I got to get a wrist. You know, and he can't, if he gets up there, he's only got 5 seconds. He's got to attempt to return Bastida back to the mat. If he doesn't, he's going to get hit with another stall call. So it's kind of in that motion. And am I going to try to ride, get a wrist, or do I need to try to cut him and go get a takedown?
It was a 3-2 match starting the third period when they met in the duel. And Doucet was just not able to get a good shot off in that final period. Bastida able to break loose, and it's a 4-1 lead. Again, the quickness of Bastida on display.
Like a cat, man. Now this is where Doucet has to start picking up his pace and his fakes to try to get Bastida to react and or trying to get a go behind or get to a shot.
A minute to work with for Doucet. Can he get to the leg of Bastida?
And I know Bastida has not given up many takedowns this season. And he's just going to hold center. He's doing exactly what he needs to do to get out of here with a dub.
40 seconds remaining. Doucet looking for an opening.
Yeah, he's got to pull that. He's got to pull the trigger. He's got to do more. That's what David's telling him. You got to do more of that.
.20 seconds. Bastida with a shot. Now a re-attack. Doucet as they spill outside the cylinder and off of the mat. 15, 16 seconds remaining. Riding time not a factor, so if Doucet could get a takedown and a ride out, but that is a difficult ask in 16 seconds against Yonger Bastida.
It sure is.
10 seconds. The defense from Bastida, the shot to finish it off. Kevin Dresser talked about how dialed in Yonger Bastida is. The next step in the journey for the senior Iowa State Cyclone is a Big 12 championship yet again for Yonger Bastida.
Good job, good sportsmanship. I really love this stuff right here, man. You compete against each other hard for 7 minutes, but a lot of good stuff, good dap. They've had many battles together.
Yonger Bastida is a Big 12 champion again. When we return, we circle back to the top. 125